former super lightweight world champion Saul Mambi. The three judges scoring at ringside: Chris Flores, Robert Hecco, and Escal. Only 3 defeats with 1 draw. He's the former Latino champion, former Continental Americas champion, former WBC silver champion, and the former WBC middleweight champion of the world. Damas y caballeros de Culiacán, Sinaloa, Mexico, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer, Farid Samad, wearing white with blue and officially weighing in at 167.7 pounds. As a professional in 38 fights, he has 35 victories, 29 big wins by knockout, only 3 losses. From Brooklyn, New York, USA, former NABO and NABF middleweight champion, former Continental Americas middleweight champion, and the former 2-time middleweight champion of the world, Daniel Miracle Man Jacob.
Okay, fellas, it's a main event. Went over the rules in the dressing room. Check these trunks, these are good. From here down is gonna be good. Check these trunks, these are a little low. From here down, gonna be good. Just have a good clean fight. Touch them up, bang at the bell.
On Wednesday, Chavez Jr. went to the gym with Freddie Roach. He looked Freddie in the eye and said, "I know this is my last chance." He says it, but will he fight like it?
Hall of Famer Freddie Roach in the corner. Hall of Fame dad standing nearby. But he's got to do the fighting, and he's facing a very motivated Daniel Jacobs here tonight. And we're underway in the main event. Big, boisterous crowd here in Phoenix.
And big opponent in front of Jacobs. Jacobs was a huge middleweight. We know Chavez Jr. was a big middleweight, but looking at them in front of each other, Chavez Jr. is still massive in there.
Yeah, one of the questions I had coming into this fight was, would Jacobs have enough power at super middleweight? He hasn't had a knockout really since he starched you, Sergio, so it's been a while.
Keep him up there by Chavez Jr. He says he feels he can out-jab Danny Jacobs. He tries with a big hook, and he is the man moving forward. Throws out a right hand and drives Jacobs back. Not really any damage so far, but at least Chavez able to move forward and impose his will. And there's no question, fellas, they love him. Listen to this. Chant is there. This place is nearly packed, if not packed completely. And they're here to see Chavez Jr.
It's incredible. Over 10,000 people here to see Chavez Jr., no matter how undisciplined, unreliable, a lot of things that we question about Chavez Jr., but the people love him.
Yeah, he continues to be propped up by his popularity. You know, he certainly hasn't done enough to kind of warrant these types of opportunities continuing to be thrown his way.
Body shot. Yeah, Chavez trying the body shot. He looks calm and confident here in round number 1. We're halfway through the first round.
Jacobs doesn't want to get hit with those body shots. And it's too early to be hit like that.
I'll tell you, again, we're very early. But right now we're looking at a composed Chavez Jr.
And potentially a cruiserweight Chavez Jr. He looks huge in there.
Jumping up to 200 pounds.
I mean, the size difference is incredible right now. Jacobs needs to concentrate on staying off the ropes and concentrating on speed.
Well, again, Danny Jacobs had the option. Gabe Rosado was on this fight card as a fallback position. And Jacobs would have been, Chris, you correct me if I'm wrong, well within his rights to say, wait a second, you're 5 pounds over and I'm making weight? No, sir. But he stayed with it, which might tell you something about what he thinks of Chavez Jr. or the fact that he wanted to be part of this promotion and make it this big.
I think all those things are certainly true. I do think what else is true is that Jacobs knows he's in line for a big fight next year against a Callum Smith or a Billy Joe Saunders. And I think part of him did want to test himself against a real super middleweight. Gabe Rosado is not a real super middleweight.
And not only that, Rosado is not a former champion. You always want that champion on your resume, and Chavez Jr. is a former champion.
Body shot there by Jacobs as he begins to land in the final minute. Right hand to the body as well. Jacobs starts to get a little bit of rhythm. Right hand and a hook by Chavez as he comes in, and Jacobs on his bike, and a decent first round here for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Yeah, you're fighting a cruiserweight in there, and Chavez Jr. able to have some success. Did you give him that first round, Chris?
I gave Chavez Jr. the first round. I thought he was more active, the aggressor, coming forward, landed the cleaner shots.
Whenever you're fighting a bigger opponent, you don't want to fight a big man's fight. You want to fight a smaller fight. Use speed and use fast feet. Use feints. Right now, you got to get out of these early rounds if you're the smaller man, if you're Jacobs.
Jacobs saying that you're going to see me at my best. He said, I just have not been the same guy that has been in the gym all these years. I get in on fight night, and I just don't have that same energy that he has just been killing himself to make 160.
There is a flip side to that, though. I mean, we saw someone like Jorge Linares say, I got to go up from 135 to 140. He goes up to 140, and a guy like Pablo Cesar Cano drops him in the first round. So these guys are bigger, stronger. It's a different feeling.
Little 1-2 there by Jacobs, follows up with the right hand. Hey, no question. Same thing we're talking about with Maurice Hooker. That hook just landed by Chavez, just lightly. Jacobs comes back and drives him back. But Maurice Hooker, if you say, hey, go to 147, well, you're going to be fighting some real stars, full-size stars at welterweight. Same thing here where Jacobs goes up, thought he was fighting at 168. Instead, he's fighting at 175. And Sergio, to your point, at the point that he has a few meals and hydrates fully, you're thinking he's about, what, 190-ish?
I would say it's probably more than 190. I would say low 190s. I mean, he looks huge in there. And if I were Jacobs, I'm not going to try to get physical with him at all. I'm going to concentrate on stabbing him to the body with that jab down in the stomach area and try to set him up with something overhand later on in the fight.
And Jacobs is a 15-1 favorite in this fight.
One thing to remember, too, about Chavez's weight is that he did weigh 172.7, but he had to work to get to 172.7. He would weigh heavier during the week.
And the crowd really just erupts at any type of success for Chavez. That jab landed by Jacobs straight up the middle. And it's not supposed to influence the judging, but it's just human nature, it does.
Stop, back up, back up.
Got 3 first-round knockouts here tonight, then followed by an absolute war for the WBC flyweight title. Julio Cesar Martinez outgunning Christopher Rosales in a fantastic fight. I'm still coming down from that. And now the main event, where we've had a bit of an early surprise here through 2 rounds with very game Chavez Jr. Able to make a miss, slipping the jab.
That's one thing that Chavez and Chavez Jr. have. They have a strong back. They're like Joe Frazier in there. They're always moving up their upper body.
That's good defense, Sergio, no question.
Good head movement, good defense.
Now he's not throwing off the head movement. Smoking Joe would land something. But Chavez able to make a miss and making all those shots come clean.
Still a lot of mental pressure being put on Daniel Jacobs. Questioning himself a little bit, but he asked his trainer if they won that round. And Farid Samad said, yes, we did. But don't worry about that right now. We got a long way to go.
Chris Maddox giving Danny Jacobs that second round.
Got your feet in there.
You didn't want to shade that, Chris?
I thought Jacobs did enough to win that round. I like the head movement of Chavez. He tries to land that clubbing right hand, but I thought Jacobs was more accurate.
Both of those missing. Little body work there by Jacobs. Again, the crowd reacts very strongly, even with the missed shots. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in the blue trunks with the blue hair. Danny Jacobs in the white trunks.
See, in quiet moments like this, a simple jab would dictate the pace. That's what happened in that second round. It was a close round, but I gave it to Jacobs as well, Chris, because it just seemed like he was in control a little bit more, and he landed some good body shots.
Yeah, the fight that Chavez doesn't want to get in with Jacobs is just a jab fest. There's a belief that Chavez has the stronger jab, but Jacobs, he has the better one. They don't want to get into an outside fight where Jacobs is landing shots like that.
Jacobs doesn't have the stronger jab, but he has a smarter and faster jab.